Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR HALACHA. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Wednesday, the 12th day of February, the 17th day of Shvat. Here we go. You know, three times in our Torah, we're beginning a unit on milk and meat. So here are some of the specifics. Three times in our Torah, God says, Lo savashal gedi b'chalev imo. I guess a loose English translation would be, don't cook a kid in the milk of its mother. Our rabbis in the Gemara, it's discussed a lot, figure out from that the three repetitions in our Torah are to teach us three different rules regarding milk and meat. Number one, we don't cook milk and meat together. Number two, we don't eat milk and meat together. And number three, we don't benefit from milk and meat that were cooked together. Now, the Shulchan Aruch talks about different amounts of time that one should wait after having had meat before having milk. We're going to discuss the exact times in tomorrow or the day after that. But right now, let's just assume that you are following the more common rule, which is waiting 6 full hours after eating meat before eating milk. And now we're going to discuss the two reasons. And these two reasons lead to different facts. So I'm going to tell you them both very clearly. Reason number one, after meat is in your mouth, a taste remains, and that's in your mouth, in your palate, and in your throat. And that taste remains there for 6 hours, so therefore you don't have any milk during those 6 hours. Also, another reason given is because after you chew on a bunch of meat, it resides there still pieces in between your teeth, etc., and therefore you have to wait 6 hours. Now, because those are the two reasons, and because we hold of both of those two reasons, some interesting facts come out of following them, because the Shulchan Aruch does say that we should follow both of the reasons, and because we follow both of the reasons, here are some interesting facts that are going to happen. If the 6 hours passed and a piece of meat was stuck right there between your teeth, and now you're in the 7th hour and you want to have a drink of milk, guess what? You're allowed to. Because we say the reason that we wait is because for 6 hours the meat is there and it's meat and milk is not supposed to mix with the meat. But once it's been sitting there for 6 hours in the saliva, which is the beginning of digestion, we say that that meat is not really a full-fledged piece of meat anymore, and therefore you can drink milk even though a piece of that old steak from more than 6 hours ago is still there. It's not deemed really to be meat or fleishik, and you can go ahead and drink your milk. And because of the other reason, which was that we say that the taste of the meat is still along your palate and your throat, that leads to another interesting fact. What if a person took a piece of meat and didn't chew it and just swallowed it right down their throat? So you might want to say, well, will be fine for me to have milk now, right? Because I didn't chew it with my teeth. But you see, the taste of it still resides in your palate and your throat for 6 hours. Therefore, even if you swallowed a piece of meat without chewing it, you would still have to wait for 6 hours. Okay, now Rebelsky says that if you just tasted a fleishik soup, didn't chew it, didn't swallow it, just tasted it and spit it right out, if you rinsed your mouth out, no 6 hour wait would be necessary. And this is in the Shulchan Aruch, okay, because it didn't really reside in your teeth, didn't really get chewed, didn't really have a chance to get absorbed into your palate and throat, you spit it right out and rinsed your mouth, you would not have to wait for 6 hours. Okay, and also if a piece of meat was in your mouth and you didn't chew it and you spit it right out, you could also rinse out your mouth and eat milk later without waiting 6 hours. That's if meat was in your mouth and you spit it right out and you didn't chew it and you didn't swallow it and you rinsed out in your mouth, then you wouldn't have to wait 6 hours to then have like a drink of milk or something. More laws on milk and meat to follow over the next few days. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.